We only accept, believe, and surrender to the thoughts that are equal to our emotional state. We'll never accept, believe, and surrender any thoughts that are not equal to your emotional state. So you could say, I'm abundant, I'm eternal, I'll live forever, I'm healthy, I'm wealthy. And if you're programmed your body into that emotional state, it's going to say, you're not that.
It doesn't believe
miserable.
it. It doesn't believe it.
It only accepts the thoughts of suffering and misery because it's equal to that emotional state.
Coming in hot. Did you catch that gem from my guy, Joe D? We only accept, believe, and surrender to the thoughts that are equal to our emotional state. Another way of looking at this can be, your emotions are creating your perception of reality. But note, I did not say is creating reality, as your understanding of reality is not fixed. It ebbs and flows congruent with your current state. For example, when you internally are in a negative or unbalanced state, you're not in a place to embody a thought or desire to the effect of, I'm going to earn that promotion at work. Because that belief and a positive shift in your life contradicts how you internally feel. But the beauty of it is, the opposite is also true. If you embody a different state, say one of confidence, prosperity, gratitude, abundance, love, now you're prepared to embrace and become aware of the synchronicities that life presents. With that said, if you're watching this video, I need that positive love from you because I really want you to embrace this next concept. It may differ slightly from what you're used to, and I'm not asking you to trust me either. I suggest you implement it and see what it does for you. Keyword implement, because everything I say without action behind it or you truly considering it means nothing. So, stop me if you've ever heard the phrase, I need to see it to believe it. What if I told you embracing the opposite has a far more fundamental impact? What if I told you that your belief in it, before it manifests, creates it, allows it to occur? Because when you believe you're capable of achieving whatever it is you have as a desire, and I mean down to your core, to your DNA. I got royalty inside my DNA. My fault. Gotta keep this light, you know what I mean? Anyway, you will find yourself making decisions and choosing thoughts that align with that belief. Now you are creating a self-fulfilling prophecy to your benefit, not detriment. And warning, this is a game-changing concept and one that has no limits to its application in this existence. I'm talking business, fitness, relationships, finances, you name it. And it's a concept that I'm grateful to have internalized into every frame of my existence. And by the end of this video, I want you to bare minimum consider embodying the exact same thing to see how it works for you. Now let's sharpen this pencil a bit more and throw it back to Mr. Dispenza, because my boy was dropping buckets in this interview with Lewis Howe.
It's a scientific fact that the long-term effects of the hormones of stress push the genetic buttons and create disease. If you can turn on that stress response just by thought alone, your thoughts are literally going to make you sick. Okay,
crazy.
So that's the greatest example of the mind-body connection. So the next fundamental question is, okay, if our thoughts could make us sick, is it possible that my thoughts could make me well? Well, if that's the case, then I'm going to have to manage my attention, and I'm going to have to manage my energy, because where I place my attention is where I place my energy. And I'm going to have to inhibit that thought that has conditioned the body to subconsciously be the mind of that emotion.
Don't sleep on this now. This is crucial. Let's go.
And the body's so objective that it does not know the difference between the real life experience that's creating that emotion and the emotion that person is fabricating by thought alone. To the body, it's exactly the same.
So first and foremost, I want to clear the room here. This is not foo-foo theory. If you spent any amount of time doing due diligence on Joe Dispenza or the like, you will see there is a mind-body connection backed by science. And this is why you have to be intensely mindful of your daily thoughts, because they're not just feelings hanging out by themselves over here with zero impact on your existence. Oh, no, it's quite the opposite. See, your feelings have the ability to trigger chemical responses inside your body. See, your thoughts can either be your worst enemy or your best friend. Negative thoughts, merely seeds of doubt that are just waiting to trip you up in the pursuit of whatever it is you're on path to accomplish. While those constructive thoughts, the ones rallying for you, that's your best self giving you the truth about what you really are. See, I don't care what you've been told in the past. If it's not a frame that brings you to a higher level of existence or one that brings joy, happiness, confidence, or fulfillment, you can trust and believe it's a lie. Or a chosen thought about yourself that you've selected to keep around to justify your actions. So what are you going to choose? Crafting your mind for success or allowing your mind to to run you. And I'm sure there's some of you watching this that are like, this guy doesn't know me. He doesn't know what I've been through. He's never had it like me. I've been through it, and it just doesn't go away like that. All right, on that note.
For someone watching or listening who's thinking, okay, Dr. Joe, I'm sure you've had some challenges in your life, but you don't have the type of challenges I have. You don't have the childhood trauma that I faced. You don't have the financial burden that I'm faced with right now and have been in debt for most of my life. I'm sure you've had some challenges, but I've really suffered. I've really gone through so much pain that I don't even believe I'm deserving of being healthy and well. How do you get people to understand that they are deserving?
I'd ask them, how long do you want to tell that story? How long do you want to tell that story? Because you believe as if it's the truth, you behave as if it's the truth, and you've ultimately become it. That's the end of that person's emotional belief. I just want them to tell a different story.
See, every single one of us has a story we choose to tell ourselves, me included. And one of the biggest struggles I went through when growing my company was the story I was telling myself about protecting myself. More specifically, the development of the concept. I was so concerned about, oh, this person's gonna take that idea, this is gonna go here, can't trust that, that it was impeding me from taking the necessary steps. But in my head, I was justifying my actions by telling myself a story that went along the lines of, oh, well, this is best practice in this particular frame because I'm ensuring that I'm conducting proper due diligence. Which, again, slippery slope, because there's one angle of it where you are actually doing what is necessary from an execution standpoint to do such, but you have to be very mindful that you're not playing yourself, because that's where the mind will be able to teeter with you in that particular element, to where you start telling yourself this story and you're believing it, but in actuality, there's a core aspect of you, which may be in your unconscious, which needs to be cleaned up in order to allow for the things to occur. And here's the issue with all of this. See, whatever story we're telling ourselves is similar to me. It's often not even grounded in reality. It's often a story we're telling ourselves to either make ourselves feel comfortable and or to fortify some belief we have about our current situation. And yes, we spent this whole video talking about the internal, because that's your foundation to achieving the life that you want. And this particular piece from Joe was very interesting. I noticed that the consumption of content for many can often just be a distraction without mindful execution of the content that is consumed. Back in a second.
People by nature want to get over their emotional state. They've just been hypnotized, they've been programmed, they've been conditioned into using something outside of them to take away this feeling inside of them.
To numb the pain.
Yeah, it's nothing wrong
Distract,
with this.
numb.
But
yeah.
you could go watch a movie, or you could do this, you can do that, you can do all these different things, go out to dinner, just to make the feeling away. But the problem is, the feeling always comes back.
You're right.
This is a key moment, right? Because now the person is going to start to realize that no one or nothing in their life is going to make this feeling go away but them.
Right.
And this is the key moment. This is where the person really decides to change.
I see this mistake happen all too often. See, someone wants to become their best self, and their first instinct is to consume content about whatever goal they are looking to achieve. So they read this book, they read that other book, they listen to this podcast, they watch that YouTube video. And first off, that's amazing. I'm not knocking this whatsoever. I constantly do the same. But the problem can arise if you end up consuming and not executing. For many, the content is that salve that Joe spoke of to make them feel better at the current moment. But once that content is consumed, they aren't actually pushing themselves outside of their comfort zone on the physical level to make a fundamental change in their current operating behavior. Instead, they are using content to rationalize and stay in their comfort zone. So yeah, you might be picking up a ton of information and awareness, but none of that is going to move the needle unless you move the needle. I don't care who it is you're listening to or whoever your favorite thought leader is, it means nothing if you don't put in the work. And spoiler alert, some of these actions you'll take in pursuing whatever it is you're looking to achieve, they are going to feel uncomfortable. But just know, that's how you know it's working.
There's no doubt in any one of these areas, you're going to have to stretch yourself outside of what you think you can do, because that's the only way you're going to change.
Yes.
So just when you think you've had enough, then go a little bit more. Stretch yourself out that way without hurting yourself, but do it with intention. Do it with assigning meaning to why you're doing that activity. Get the greatest value out of it. It works better when you do.
Yes.
Don't resist it. Get into it. Face off with whatever it is, the pain, the limitation, whatever, and just mark your progress and have it be something that you mindfully want to improve on.
Y'all know me. The boy loves the gym. And so for an example, if I want to change my physique and let's say grow muscle, then I need to make said body part uncomfortable. Me getting on YouTube and watching countless fitness videos is not gonna get me diced. Alongside of that, if I enter the gym and do the same amount of weight every single time with the same rep scheme, that ends up becoming my baseline. My muscles have been conditioned to handle that weight already. The only way I can force them to adapt is by giving them what it's not already used to. And this doesn't just apply to the gym, it applies to your mind as well. So let's kick it like this. Your current operating baseline as a human being, say, is your comfort zone. And if what you are looking to achieve in life hasn't created itself, or you're finding yourself struggling in achieving said, you often have to raise that baseline to create the existence you want. So embrace those feelings of discomfort and the unknown while you're executing on the content you've consumed. Because that, my friends, is a good sign. When you feel that discomfort, you feel that resistance, and you overcome it and change your frame, you're well on your way to the life you want, and I want to support you in every way I can. Yeah, we covered a lot in this video. And if you've hung through, I'm appreciative, which is why I want to wrap up with my majors. The key that if you take nothing away from this video, I want you to apply to your life right away. Big key, and I touched on it already, put in the work. I want you to choose one practice that you've either been slipping on or not doing at all and implement it into your daily routine tomorrow. Not next week, not next month, not when your situation looks a certain way, tomorrow. I don't care what it is. Journaling, meditation, breath work, affirmations, doesn't matter. Physical execution of something you should be doing for your business, don't care. Make it a non-negotiable. So you achieving what you want in life, it's not optional. It's going down. And just know, when you go to execute on that task, your mind may come at you sideways when you're tired and say, oh, I'll just pass today and I'll do double the time tomorrow. It's all good. Nah, we're not doing that. So pick something easy, something you will be consistent with, and let me know in the comments. I and everyone else who watches this would love to know what it is and how it's going for you. And thank you for watching me. You have no idea how much I appreciate you taking the time out of your day to listen to me right now. You could be doing anything in the world, and I don't take that lightly. Much love.